Okay, all right. I think we have enough audience joined here. Thank you for coming in here. So before we get started, I just want to tell you that today we are going through, I've already sent out an so on. Okay, so I don't want to get through the testimonials yet, so let me change this and let's go to the exam topics. I think I have it here somewhere. Yep. Okay. Let me know if it's visible for you and you can read it, because I have a bigger screen here. So probably some of you are having smaller screens. So just put in a chat if this is right amount of zooming in I have done. Okay, thank you. All good. Mark and Ravi, thank you. Okay, so here is the exam full name that you are going to prepare for. It's called Implementing and Administrating Cisco Solutions. Each exam in Cisco or any other organization has a specific code through which we identify that exam. So in this case, it's the CCNA code is 200-301. That's the CCNA code, and you have to memorize this code because you'll be talking for the rest of your life about this code. 200-301. Why do we have codes for exam? Why not just call it CCNA? Because these exams and these certifications go through a lot of changes after a few years. New topics enters the CCNA course. Back in the days when I was doing CCNA, that was very, very different than what you are doing today in 2026. Okay, so these exams get updates and these entire courses get overhauled and it changes, and because it changes, then it's very hard. And sometimes there are multiple exams available because the exams are being upgraded, and it gives you some cushion time so that if you are preparing for an exam, it doesn't suddenly change for you, right? So there are multiple exam versions that could exist at the same time. So that's why we have codes through which you can identify exactly which exam you're talking about. It helps with those things. So implementing and administrating Cisco solution 200-301 CCNA with version 1.1. So this recent update came in. So there are little different topics. Some topics got changed, and we are going to be preparing for the version 1.1 of 200-301. Okay, why are we looking at the exam topics? Because you have to leverage these topics to ensure your CCNA exam prep remains focused and efficient, so that you are not learning some skill or spending some time on a skill that's not going to be on the exam. We only want to prepare for things that are going to be in exam. I'm only talking about that from exams perspective, right? That's not true for our program or our class, because we are going to be learning some things that are not even an exam, because I want you to be job ready as well. So preparing for exams is one thing, and then doing the job is a different thing. There are a lot of things that CCNA doesn't cover, but it is good to learn those things, because when you get a job, even the job says that you have to be CCNA certified, and we are looking for a CCNA level network engineer, they still expect you that there are other things out of CCNA that should be common for you to know, and we are going to learn those things as well. So we will go beyond CCNA, but it helps that you exactly know what is covered inside CCNA, what is outside CCNA. So when you're preparing for exam, you focus only on the topics that you will be expect to appear in the exam. So that helps you with the exam preparation, understanding which topics carry more weight. There are some topics that have more weight than other. So let's go through them. Before we go through them, these are the high-level topics that we are going to cover. We will cover network fundamentals, how networks, what are the ABCs of network, like layers, OSI layers and stuff, network access, how do we access the different types of network at layer 2, IP connectivity at layer 3, how do we connect to different routers, how do we do routing, how does the internet does routing and IP addresses, IP services, different types of services are available that we are going to cover. We'll read those details in a while. There's some security fundamentals and automation and programmability also included in CCNA, but as we see here, there is some topics carry more weight than others. So not all of these topics have the same weight. So we are going to focus more on network fundamentals, network access, IP connectivity, and IP services, and not as much on security fundamentals and automation and programmability, although we do have modules and chapters on these as well. But this breakdown will show us where should we focus more to prepare for the exam. The price of this exam is $300, and the duration is 120 minutes. It's in English. Pass-fail results are typically available online within 48 hours. There is a method to do recertification, and what type of questions you would be expecting. You would be expecting a different formats question. There are performance-based questions, multiple choice questions. There are drag and drop questions. So all these things you would already have in Netacad, quizzes and exams and checkpoint exam and final exam preparation, practice exam. You have a lot of stuff in Netacad. You will get practice of how multiple choice questions, drag and drop questions appear, and how do you tackle those questions. What are the performance-based questions? And there are some simulations as well. Okay, we have an exam tutorial here that would quickly show you exactly how the exams look. So this is a very quick. I will give you the link to go through it itself. I just want to quickly show you, like, this is exactly how, when you sit for the exam, this is exactly how it looks like. There's an agreement that you go through, you read the policies, and then you accept these agreement, and then you're, this is an example of multiple choice question that would appear in front of you. So what are the 3 levels of Cisco certification? Obviously, this is a sample question. You wouldn't be seeing this kind of a question. This is what a multiple choice question looks like. There are multiple choices. You have to select one exact and go next. This is another example. This one has 2 answers, so it was saying choose 2. So it will tell you exactly how many questions. This is a simulation. So in simulation, they will give you a very small lab. They call it simlets. And in the guidelines, it shows you how the lab works. You can drag and drop stuff here, but not drag and drop exactly, but you have to read the tasks. You have a topology tab where you would click and see what's going on. So if you click on topology, it shows you like there are 3 routers, 2 switches. They have these links. They're connected together. You can click on any device and you can see these tabs get automatically selected. So you have the CLI automatically for that. And then you have a task. So the task actually have the questions that is going to ask you like, hey, look at the R3. Does the R3 have the connectivity to R1 or R2? If it doesn't have, solve the problem. Give the commands to make the connectivity complete, sort of thing. And then you have to do those and save this information and go next. So this is how the simulations work. They test you on your real command line skills and understanding of topology and see if you can complete tasks when something is wrong and you can go through the troubleshooting. This is an example of drag and drop question that you would have could come up in the exam as well. And when you finish, there are about 50 or 60 questions that would appear. And once you finally, and you have 120 minutes, and once you finally submit the exam, you say yes, and then it ends. So that's a very quick tutorial of how what you are actually preparing for at the end of the day after you've done this course, right? This is the breakdown for all these topics that we talk about that CCNA covers. So you can see not every topic covers same weight. So you see network fundamental carries 20% of, so the 20% means that you can expect 20% of the questions from this topic, roughly, not exactly. The 20% really means is that we are focusing from this entire CCNA course, we're focusing 20% of topics from network fundamentals, which are exactly given. So that you know exactly what you are getting into, right? Explain a role and function of a network components, like a router. What is the function of this router? What are the different components of a router? What is a layer 2 and a layer 3 switch? You know, you have to exactly know what's the difference between those, and you can explain it. Next generation firewalls, IPS, access point. I'm not going to go through all of them, but this is just to give you an example that you have to have understanding of what is a TCP and what is a UDP, and how you can compare them. So this is what you have to learn in this course, and this is what you're going to expect that there are going to be questions coming exactly from this topic, right? You should understand and identify different interfaces and cable issues, what are collisions, what are errors, what are mismatch duplex, and our speed, etc., etc. That's the network fundamentals. Then network access questions about VLANs, right? So everything is exactly laid out so that you know exactly where you're focusing. You're not wasting time on other things. Then we have IP connectivity, 25%. And then IP services, just 10%. It's a small part of CCNA, but it is there. There's NTP, there's NATing, there's DHCP, DNS, SNMP, quality of services, very small topics, only 10%. Then we have security fundamentals of 15%. So we have threat, vulnerability, exploits, mitigation techniques. You just have to know these things, how these things work, what are the definitions, and so forth. How do you IPsec and VPN, and then automation and programmability, which is also just a small portion of it, 10%. So you'll discuss how we automate networking, troubleshooting, and configuration using software-defined architecture. What is control plane? What is a data plane? APIs, northbound, southbound, all these REST APIs. We're going to cover that. You can download this. We'll be sharing this in the group as well. How do you study? Well, you are studying here in this class, but there are definitely other methods, like you can buy a course on a Cisco U, which is very expensive. You can go there, but there are other CCNA trainings available. There are exam review tools, CCNA course overview. Obviously, they are not free. There are some small videos freely available if you go to CCNA preparation bundle or exam review question. There are community links that I can provide you. There are forums where you can go and discuss these topics. There are other people that you can talk to about who are preparing for CCNA, how they're preparing. But you have your own community with me here as well. You are a lot of audience here. So you have the Webex group. You can just use that to communicate with other participants who are all going through the same thing and aiming from the same certification. Or if you want, you can just join the CCNA community forums as well. Yes, I will be providing these links. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now, there are labs in Cisco modeling labs. We're going to talk about that in a while, but that's about exam questions. So if you have something about these, you can just put these questions right now in the chat. I will try to answer them now before moving to some other thing. But even if there are no questions, we can just hold it on for the end of the session as well. Okay. So let's see what else. Okay, I don't see any questions until now. Then if there are no questions, do we get a discount CCN exam? That's a question for the Netacad. So I will move ahead and start talking about Netacad. So I hope you have now an idea what you are getting into, what are the exam topics, what are the expectations from you, right? And what are you actually preparing for? So let's go to Netacad because the real question is here. My cert expired in 2017. You don't have any options. Your options are to just retake the exam. That's all you can do. There are other options if you hadn't let it expire, but since it expired, there's nothing you can do. Someone is asking if this is a 2 months. No, this is a 3 months course because I want to cover everything. CCNA is a very huge topic. I know there are out there people are doing it in 2 months, but 2 months is a very short time for doing CCNA. Of course, people can do it in 2 months, but in those classes, the instructor is not actually covering the whole CCNA course. He's leaving out like 20, 30, or even 40% of stuff, maybe. I'm not saying exactly, but you can see that there are services like this is just a 10% of the CCNA exam topic. So they go through them like in 1 day, right? Security fundamentals just 15%. Automation programming is just 10% of the whole CCNA. They will go through all these things in 1 day and get over with it. So they go through it very quick. Those classes focus more on network fundamentals, network access, and IP connectivity because that's the bigger chunk of the exam. So that's why they're able to do it in 2 months. I don't want to do that, so that's why I cannot do it in 2 months. I have to spend 3 months. But let's talk about so now that you understand it, the question is how do you prepare or study for it? Well, you come to me and you come to Netacad. That's how you study for it, right? So let me prepare this. I got logged out, so let me log in and let me show you. So there are other methods like I showed you. You can purchase a course on Cisco U, and then somebody sent a message, but I think I am missing it. Let me see. Okay, Maxime is saying we need at least 1 week just to read the blueprint. No, we will cover this. We don't have to read the blueprint like that, right? So we have to go through each item one by one, and at the end of the course, you will be able to understand everything in the blueprint because we would have covered everything. Well, thank you, Maxime. Maxime. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Maxime or it's Maxime? But Maxime is our champion in the group. He is very active in the group. Make sure if you have some issues and problems, Maxime is always available to answer you. Thank you, Maxime, for that. I was logging into the course, right? Okay. All right. So this is the course that those who have registered in the course. Zainul Abidin has raised a question. Yes, please, Zain, if you have a question, you can ask. By the way, you can unmute yourself if you want to just speak to me. Okay, I'm not hearing any question. Okay.
Sorry, good evening.
Someone raised their hand. Yeah.
Sorry, good evening.
Good evening.
Just a quick question. I think as I made you aware of the situation with the next month of Ramadan,
okay.
Your class videos, will they just be on shared drive or will we be able to download them and follow them in our own time?
So yeah, so for the class videos recordings, I'll be providing them in the Webex group as a link, which is a streaming link from the Webex application itself. So you can just stream it from there. It will give you AI summaries. So if you want to quickly summarize it, but there are options to download it. I usually don't make it available to be downloadable. But if somebody really needs to download it, then I will make sure that that's also available. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So okay, so this is the Netacad class that everyone has been registered. If you are not registered, if you have paid for the course and you are paid, because there are some audience here that are just here for the demo class, they haven't paid for the course, but a lot of students have already paid for it. So if you have paid for it and you're registered for this course, please make sure that you are part of this Netacad class because this is the class that I have added everyone. If you have a problem, just put it in the group, in the Webex group that you're added, or just send me an email. We'll go through that and sort out that problem. Where can we get more material to reinforce information we learn, and can we use the labs as a means of showcasing our skills on GitHub as well? Well, probably, I mean, GitHub is, people show their skills on GitHub about everything. They're not just for developers as people mistake it, but I don't really see at this level that you should be doing anything on the GitHub to show your skills about networking labs specifically. But if you really want to do that, you can do that. I mean, there's no harm in doing that. If you can get creative with that, yes, you can do that. Knowledge check at the beginning. Should I take it? Yes, take it. See where your knowledge is. We're going to talk about that. Okay. So first, I want to get this out of the way that everyone who has registered is part of this course and knows how to navigate the Netacad. If you have problems in navigating the Netacad or registering on the Netacad or don't know how to get to the Netacad, please ask questions in the group or ask it right now or at the end of this session or just email me, okay? So I assume nobody has a problem getting into the Netacad and getting into this course. So everyone is in this course, and when you join in this course and open it up, you can go to the content and you get with this official Netacad content where you get with My Knowledge Checks. You can go through the My Knowledge Check. It's just for you. If you don't want to spend time on the fundamentals, you can quickly take a AI-based quiz that will find out where how much you already know, so that it can tell you which chapters you need to study or which chapters you need to skip. So if you want to take it that way, do it that way. If you're familiar with Netacad or if you're familiar with basic networking. But for all those who are seeing these first time and are just jumping into the IT or CCNA topics, it's not needed. Just skip it, okay? Let's see, somebody, hey. We are going to talk about the discount at the end of this session. Okay, so Abidun is talking about that. Yeah, yes, that is available for you. So if you're a struggling student, that discount is available for you, not for everyone. Okay. There's someone who had troubles. Well, if he still has it, I think that was fixed. Yeah, he says it was fixed. Yeah, that is fine. Okay, so here's the module. So I don't want to open it. So you can see that in this, this is, so we have, you are registered in CCNA Introduction to Network. This is just the first course for CCNA. CCNA comprises of 3 courses. Before we jump into this, let's go here. Let's go to Get Certified on Netacad, and let's go to Cisco Certified Network Associate and see how Netacad covers that entire catalog of the exam topics that we saw that you have to study in order to prepare for this exam. So this is how the Netacad is doing it. Netacad is saying that in order to get Cisco Certified Network Associate certification, it is divided into 3 sub-courses. So the first course is called CCNA Introduction to Networks. The next one is called CCNA Switching, Routing, and Wireless Essentials. The third one is called CCNA Enterprise Networking, Security, and Automation. So you see, Netacad has also divided it into 3 different courses, in which the first one, CCNA ITN, just focus on the basics, which was the 20% we saw earlier, right, in the exam topic. Then we have CCNA Switching, Routing, and Wireless Essentials. It's another course that only focuses on the switching technologies, the routing technologies, and wireless technologies. And the third course is CCNA Enterprise Networking, Security, and Automation, which focuses solely on the enterprise networks, where we deep dive into OSPF and routing technologies, and also cover the 10% and 15% of the security and automation topics as well. When we study all these 3, that covers all your topics that were mentioned in the exam topics that we saw. Physical copy of certificate. Well, you have to print out the physical copy of the certificate. Obviously, I cannot mail it to you, right? That would be very expensive for me, because there are people from all over the world in this course. So you just print it yourself. It's digitally signed, so there's no other thing need to be done. And more importantly, you get Credly verified badges. So that's more important than your physical certificates these days. You can showcase it on resumes. You can showcase on LinkedIn or other social media profiles. People click on it, and it will take them to Credly, where they can verify that, yes, it was indeed, this badge was indeed issued by Netacad, which cannot be faked, right? Oh, yes, we are going through all these modules in the class. I'm not letting it anything for you. That's why you paid for this. So we understand that there are 3 courses. So I registered you only in Introduction to Network. That's just because I want you to focus on the first course as we go through this course, right? If somebody wants to do it all together, if somebody knows how to go through and he's familiar with Netacad and he wants to be registered in all 3 of the courses in the parallel, and he wants to follow it itself, just send me an email or put it in the group. I'll be glad to just register you in all 3 at once. But for most of us who wants to go with me with the course as we progress, we are starting from just Introduction to Networks, and everyone is only registered in Introduction to Networks at this point. Yes. So one exam for all, you have to pass all these 3 exams. So there is badge for each one of them. So you have a badge for Introduction to Network. Let me click on that. So Introduction to Network has a curriculum where it has 17 modules. And after each 2 or 3 modules, you have checkpoint exams. And finally, after 17 modules, you have a Introduction to Networks practice final exam, and then the actual final exam. When you pass the final exam, you get this badge. This badge gets issued to you on your Netacad profile, and then you will have a link that will take you to Credly. You create an account in Credly, and you accept this badge, and then it shows up on your Credly account. So each course has its own badge, CCNA ITN, CCNA SRV, and NSA. So you'll get 3 badges. Okay? And all of these have their own final exams. So this is CCNA ITN, and if you go to CCNA SRV, it would have its own course curriculum. It has somewhere 16 modules and supplemental modules, and then this is the badge you would get, which says CCNA SRV. Yahya would like to register for the rest. After this session, put it either email me or put it in the Webex group for the registered students, and you can sort that out if you just want to get registered for all of them. Okay, so this is where you can read about entire course catalog, what's covered there. Okay, and let's go back to our course. So go back to our classes, and this is our class. Okay, so you go to content, and let's start from networking today. You can see there are subsections. You can go through them. You can either scroll here on the main section, and it keeps going down automatically, and there's a check mark going on, and it shows you how much you have covered. So right now I have covered 5%, and this is not important for anything. It's just for you. This has nothing to do with the badges or certifications. This is just for you so that your progress is saved, so you know next time when you log in how much you have studied and where to continue studying, right? And you keep going through different modules, and that's how I would be going. I have basically slides for all of these modules, so I'll be showing you the slides in lab, and you can cover for your self-study. You can just log in here and study from here, or just watch my videos and learn with me. After 3 or 4 modules, we have a checkpoint exam. So everyone has, like, when you study 2-3 modules, you can check your learning, how much you have learned, where you are standing, and you can start checkpoint exam. I have to open up all other exams, but this one is right now opened up. So that's not a problem. I can open it up for everyone. There are 33 questions, 70% is required to pass. You have unlimited attempts. You can attempt it as many times as you want. It's just for you to check your knowledge. There's nothing, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the badge, okay? The badge only requires you to pass the final exam. So you can start this and go through. It will only test you on the knowledge so far that you have learned in the previous 3 modules. That's all. So this is how you navigate in the Netacad, and when you are done with everything, eventually you will reach out to the final exam. You cannot do the final exam before you do a course survey. So first, before you start your final exam, you have to come here and do the end of course survey, where there are some questions Netacad ask you about how your course was, how your instructor was. Hopefully I was a good instructor. So you say I was the best instructor, and then you go to the final exam, and that's how this entire course would be completed. You have a gradebook here. When you do the exams, you can come to the gradebook. Of course, I'm not a learner, so I'm getting everyone's grade. But if I open up the course again as a learner, this is how you would see it, and you click on the gradebook, you would see all the exams, how many scores you got on all these checkpoint exams, and then practice exams. Then you have final exams and the equipment exam, which is not really necessary, but you will get your score counted here. You'll still get the badge, Maxine. You'll still get the badge. It doesn't matter. All right, so this is how you go through Netacad. Okay, let's go back where we were at. Okay, Webex Group. So I hope I have answered or went through the classes or the Netacad as much as I needed to. If anyone has a question, please ask about Netacad. If you have access issue on a Netacad, if you're not yet registered on Netacad, this is the time to solve your problem, okay? Or just note it down and we can talk about it in the group later. Okay, about the Webex Group. I don't know if you guys can see Webex on the screen right now, okay? So if you can, just let me know. Can you see the Webex on the screen? Yes, okay. So this is the group live 2026 February CCNA class. This is where all the registered students are added, and this is where Maxime is very, very active, and this is where I share stuff. If you have any problem, this group is for you 24/7. Just put your problem in this group, and everyone, of course, everyone can help each other, just like Maxime is doing a very good job at helping other students. He's very active in community. I would urge you all to be very active like him. This doesn't help everyone else. It also helps you. When you help others, it clarifies things for you. But anyway, if nobody's answering, I will be always answering, okay? So I'm your instructor, I'm your support. I'll be always here. Obviously, I wouldn't be answering right away every time, depending on the time zones, but rest assured, I will be answering within 24 hours, right? Well, 24 hours is too much, but if I'm not sleeping, I just sleep for 6 or 7 hours. So maximum, whenever I'm awake, I'll be answering. So there's just some 6-7 hours gaps usually because I'm sleeping and I don't know. That's when I would be silent. Otherwise, I'll be living in this group, okay? And we'll be covering for 3 months. You'll be hearing from me a lot on this group. So Webex can also be installed on your phone. So I actually have it on my phone. So whenever you guys send something in this group, on it, I get an alert right away and I try to answer it even if I'm walking or running or something. I just try to sit down and answer your questions. Okay, that's that. And all the recordings, probably I haven't yet set it up, but I'll be sending the recording links here in this group. I also have another group specifically made for recordings. I'll probably add you all there where nobody is bothering each other because we have a lot of chat going on in this group. So recordings, even if I put the recording links, they just vanish in the sea of chat, right? So I probably create another group where we just have the links for the recording and nobody can send messages in there so that it's easier for everyone to go back to those chats, right? To the links. Okay. Please, can you add me to the group? Okay, so that was the thing that I wanted to cover. So if you are a registered student, I have sent you already an email for the link to join the group. So if you haven't received the email, that's probably because it went to a spam folder. So just go to your spam folder. If you have paid for the course and registered student, you already have the link. I have sent you an email. You just go to that email, find it in a spam folder. You click on the link. It will take you to the Webex page where it will ask you to put your email. When you put your email and enter it, go back to your Webex application. You would see this group automatically in there. Okay. Anyone else having an issue? And if you check your spam folder and it's still not there, just send me an email and I will send you back the link again. Hannah is saying, can you please add me in the group? There's a bunch of other people saying so. For all of you, I would say the same thing. I have sent an email and you can join it from there. Just check your spam folder. It should be there. And if it's not, just send me an email again to request to join and I will send it to you again. Okay. So that's about, are we going to cover the lab practicals during the class or wait for lab practicals video support? We will be covering the lab practicals as we go through our lectures, wherever we can. Obviously, in the beginning, we have a lot of theoretical things to cover because we are going through introduction to networks. As you can see, there's a lot of basics like protocols and models, and then there's physical layer, number systems, data link layer. We go through all the OSLs. Each one has its own chapter. So that's a lot of theory, but definitely we are going to cover labs as well. And I'm going to talk about labs next anyway. How we are going to cover them, but there are a lot of labs. So let's go back to content again. So every time we study something, like let's go to network today, and there's a method to install packet tracer, and there's a video on how to navigate packet tracer. And then finally, you can see with each chapter, most of the time you have something to download. So if you click on logical and physical mode exploration, it installs a packet tracer lab. It downloads a packet tracer lab, okay? I would like to do all the tests to how I can get classes. I don't know what you mean, Coleman. I don't know what you mean. Can you rephrase that question? Will you cover Sync chapter module 7 classes and also labs as well? Okay, yeah. So for the ITN, I'll be trying to cover it in 1 month, which is 4 weekends. So this one doesn't have a lot of labs. I do have labs. It has labs, but they're very basic labs. So we'll be covering mostly theories in the CCNA ITN. And just like I was talking about, wherever we have labs, I already have recorded labs where I will be providing those, but that's because there are too many labs. Obviously, we cannot cover in 1 month then, right? So I will be covering, in each topic, I'll be covering 1 lab in the lecture. And then there are accompanying more labs, like 2 more labs that are related to the same topic, which are there for your practice. You can do it yourself. There are instructions in there, but I will also provide a recorded video for you. So if you can't do it yourself, you can just watch the video and get help from this, okay? And when you, so this is 1 lab that we downloaded. It has instructions over here. I don't want to go through that because I don't want to confuse people, but this is how you can open up labs and do it. I just want to close it right now. I don't want to go through it because we have time to go through these things, right? I have registered to the group with an email ID, but I haven't finished the previous free courses, which Cisco gave to have free exam wipes. So I need to register with a new. You don't have to use new email, nothing needed. Do we go over OSPF routing protocols and CMLs? Of course, we would go through OSPF. How's that possible that we are doing CCNA, man? What do you think? You'll be going through everything. Like all the Netacad, I scheduled the test. I want to follow along, but need to take before May. Okay, yeah. So if you're a registered student, just put it in the group or email me, and I'll register you in all 3 courses. If you can do it on your own, you're free to do that. Okay, so I was talking about labs. How would we be doing labs? So mostly we'll be doing labs in Packet Tracer. Why? Because Packet Tracer is easy, everyone can install it, and Netacad already gives us a lot of pre-built Packet Tracer labs that goes with each module. So it's very quick for us to practice and learn. It has physical mode, so because we are learning it online, For CCNA, it is recommended that you have some sort of hardware, at least 2 or 3 devices, 2 switches and 1 router. But we can do it online as well. That is something I cannot solve because we are just learning it online. But Packet Tracer solves that problem to some extent by having physical topologies. So in logical topology, so if I bring in some routers and switches and I just connect them together, and that is fine. But the real thing is that it also gets deployed in physical topology. So if you come here, and you can see that whatever we put in there is physically available here. So we put a switch in a rack, we have a router in a rack, and they are connected together. And we can add more devices like a physical PC here, which I just grabbed here and put it on the desk, another PC here, and then I can switch it on, connect it, and inspect the front, let's say how it looks like this, inspect the rear of this device, and it looks like this. So we will be doing a lot of physical stuff as well, so that this was developed for this reason, so that we can study physical things online as well. Of course, it's not like a real physical thing, but it's as close as we can get it. So we'll be spending a lot of time here as well. Is only 2 classes a week enough to fully cover everything? It's never enough. Even if I go up until 6 months teaching CCNA, it's still not enough. Okay, so there are things that we have to sacrifice. So as I said, if you go online and go through the courses, nobody teaches a CCNA for 3 months. The most people would do is 2 months, and that's also very hard to do it in 2 months, but people do it. I think I'm the only one out there who is doing a 3-month CCNA. So, and I assure you, it's more than enough. I have done previous batches, which I will share with you in people have passed CCNA using this 3 months course. Okay, so I'll share that information. So this is Packet Tracer, where we'll be doing a lot of stuff. I don't want to go through the details, but this is what everyone should be able to install. I will go through it with you on how to install it, how to configure it, how we do labs. So it's very easy. It could be installed on any lightweight laptops and so on. That's one thing. So most of things we are doing it here. But I also have EVNG and CML. And to open that, let me go to VMware, which is already installed with me. I will be also giving you tips on how you, if you want to go beyond Packet Tracer, we'll be covering that as well. So we have this CML free version available from Cisco. So I'm just going to start this one. It does require some, let me just start this first here. It does require some resources from you, from your laptop to have. So let me show you how much I have given it. So I have given it 4 processors and 8 GB RAM. So this is something that you must give it at least. So you need a little bit of a better laptop to run CML. And I have a video recorded already and shared in the group with everyone. It's on YouTube also available. I'll be shared again how to install, how to register on the Cisco side, get the free version of CML, and how to install it and get started with it. Okay. So it's saying go to 192.168, 193, 197. So let's go there and log in to the CML. I should be having CML and we log in. So this is obviously better than Packet Tracer if you can get your hands on this. This is free as well, but it needs just some resources for you from your laptop. If you don't have that kind of a laptop, that's totally optional. We'll be doing most of the stuff Packet Tracer, or everything in the CCNA that we do, everything can be done in CCNA better than the CML. But CML is the real deal. If you want to, because Packet Tracer is just simulation. It gives you just give you the feel of how to work with networking devices. CML is actually not a simulation, it's an emulation tool. It has the actual operating system that is actually installed on switches and routers, which we deploy here, and then we can run these devices and connect them together. And let's say I want to connect it with Ubuntu here. It basically, CML free version gives you to run 5 nodes. So you can run 5 nodes in CML, which is more than enough for CCNA course to cover. We can cover all kind of topology in CML, and we have pre-built labs for CML as well that I will be sharing with you, where you can practice your topologies on the CML as well. So this is how you access a switch on a CML. And, if I can zoom in, I cannot here, but you can see that I can configure host name is CCNA live class, and this is the switch. We just change this name. I mean, I'm just giving you a feeling that this is another option that we'll be using. We have another option that we can use, which is, let me stop this one. And I also have EVNG, which is a very famous, popular simulation tool if you don't want to use CML, because CML is from Cisco and it has the limitations of 5 nodes, which is more than enough for CCNA. But if you need to have more freedom, EVNG is a free community edition, which doesn't have this limitation. And you can use EVNG to run a lot of lab topologies as well. Again, not really necessary for CCNA level. Everything can be done at the packet tracer level, all the labs that you have available on Netacad. But I really want you to learn CML and EVNG as well, because we're not just preparing for exam. These things will save your lives in real jobs. When you get onto the job, you would need to have understanding of CML and EVNG, because when we go to the production environment, everything we do in the production, we first test them either in CML or EVNG with the exact same images and same devices and see the behavior, okay? So this one, to access EVNG, we can go to 192.168.193.128, wrong place. Yes, I will be providing the YouTube link for CML and EVNG again in the group. I did that before already in the group, but if you missed it, we can do it again. Okay, so whoever is talking, you're cutting out. I don't know if you have a question or if you muted yourself by mistake. Okay, I'm going to mute again, everyone. Okay. All right, so my EVNG 192.168.193.128 is not working right now for some reason, although it's running. I don't want to log in here. I want to log in here. Okay, here it is. So this is how EVNG looks like. It's different than CML, and I already have one topology that I was working on, and it doesn't have the limitation of 5 nodes. So this is better for it's good for if you have bigger topologies that you want to work on, and most probably you want to work on a bigger topologies if you're going beyond CCNA, not just CCNA. So we will learn these things as we go through CCNA as well, again, because we're not preparing just for the CCNA exam. We are getting job ready skills. And the EVNG and CML are not just for practice anymore these days. This is real skill that you need. Of course, macOS, you can run CML on macOS and EVNG as well. There are many methods because it's virtualized environment. So if you have a VMware or VirtualBox in macOS, you can just run these over there as well. So I was talking about that in real projects. I've done projects like recently for big organizations, like for Fortune 500 banking sector, and for a university in the United States, where we had 500 devices in their production environment that they wanted to be created in EVNG first, so that they can test how their network actually works. If they want to make some changes, they would first test those changes in EVNG, and then they will get the confidence that this is how we are going to run these protocols and make changes on all 500 devices, let's say. And that's where they would do their practice and then go to their real production environment, and then they would make those changes. And they are paying us a lot of money. Trust me, they're paying us a lot of money to create this environment for them in EVNG for the 500 devices that would look exactly like their production environment with all their data centers, switches, routers, firewalls, computers. Everything can be done here. And this one is running, and you can just run it, and then you can configure exactly everything that like you would be configuring or accessing it in your real life in production. So this is not just practice. This is the real deal, okay? So this is very important to learn. I don't want to spend more time here because I just want to, we're not doing anything technically here. We're just trying to, yes, EVNG community version is free. The only limitation in the community version is that you cannot create these links while the device is running. If you stop the device, then you can do everything. So it's just a little bit annoying, but not too much annoying. I mean, you can just get the free version and do everything, in my opinion. But even if you want to purchase it, it's not that expensive for an organization. I think it's hardly $150 or $180 per year license. It's not that expensive.
Musa, please, a question. Sorry, Musa, I have a question regarding the EVNG. So regarding the iOS, how do we get the iOS when we create environment?
Yeah. So I'll be putting a link for the CML, how to install CML. So you would see a step there. There's a step for CML that you have to go to Cisco website and create a free account. It's called a CCO account on Cisco. It's freely available. When you create that free account, then you go to Cisco's download, software.download for the Cisco's website, and all the virtualized image of Cisco devices, they're available for free. You can just download it from Cisco's official website. You don't need to go anywhere else. They're officially freely available. So when I put that link for the CML installation, I've also shown that you will also download the CML software free version using your own account that you will create for yourself for free, and it will also have these images as well that goes with the CML. And you can download all other virtualized images from your account on the Cisco for free that you can use in EVNG. Okay, so that's a big misconception out there that you have to like illegally download these stuff and find places. That's not necessary. All the virtualized images are available for free from Cisco, and I've shown that in the video. You'll get that. For GNS3, I'm very sorry. I used to love GNS3, but it has been decades that I haven't touched GNS3 because I just don't need it. Everything I need can be done in EVNG or CML, and I've stopped using GNS3 at all. So I don't know what happens in GNS. I wouldn't be able to help you with the GNS3 issues. So sorry for that, okay? There are so many tools out there. You just have to learn one or two. So I just learned these ones. I don't want to move from this. You really don't need to work on GNS3. Just get EVNG or CML. At least for the CCNA level, you don't need so many tools, okay? All right. So we have talked about the lab tools, the software that we are going to use for practicing. Let's talk about the badges and certificate. I think we already talked about badges and certificate, that you'll be getting 3 badges from Cisco Netacad because we have 3 courses. But you would be also getting certificates of merit. So let me see if there are some certificates of merit here with this instructor account. So you can see that there are the, like you can see, these are the badges. So this is the one for CCNA Introduction to Networks, right? So this was the instructor that gave me a badge, and from which academy and how many hours I've studied. And you can view and share badge. If you click on this, it will take you to Credly and you can share it with people. You would also get certificate of merit, but this certificate of merit only comes for very specific reasons, where you pass all the final exams and checkpoints exam with 70% marks on your first attempt. Otherwise, you don't get the certificate of merit. So this is something like a distinguished thing that you would get a certificate of merit from here, but it's not as important. You will get a badge anyway. I think badge is more important. Yes, I will drop the link for CML in the group after the class. Okay, right. So let me take you to Credly. So this is my profile on Credly. You can see I haven't put my picture for some reason. I'll put that. It has a URL. We have public preview profile. So let me go to public preview. So this is something. This is the link that I can share with people or on my LinkedIn, and people can just click on it and verify everything that I have done so far, all the certification. So as you can see, I have this badge that everyone can verify that it was issued by Cisco. I'm a Cisco champion 2025. I cannot lie about this. I cannot fake it because this is issued by Cisco, and Credly is verifying that Cisco issued me this badge, okay? Similarly, when you do Netacad courses, you will get a badge like this. Like this is a DevNet Associate issued by Cisco, okay? I cannot fake this. So this is linked to my account here. So you put that in your resume, you put that in your LinkedIn account, and that's how people know that you have actually went to the Netacad Academy and you have studied from a Netacad instructor, and it verifies that you have these skills for this course. So if you cannot do CCNA certification because it's too expensive, this is the second best thing that you can have on your resumes and your social media, okay? So I have, and all other vendors are connected with Credly. So it's not just Cisco. So I have this instructor for 5-year services from Netacad as well, issued by Cisco. I have AWS, which is expired. So this was issued by Amazon Web Services. I have from Microsoft, let's see, somewhere this is AWS Academy Educator because I'm instructor with AWS as well. There's somewhere from Azure, I have certification from Azure as well. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. But you can see when you get your certification like CCNA, CCNP, that also shows up here as a badge issued by Cisco with the expiration date as well. So this will be expiring in, let's say my CCNP is going to expire in 2029, 6th June, okay? So that's about the badges and certificates and about voucher. Okay. Yes, but how do we see the test? Where did it go? So how do we see the test we need to take to get the badge? How do we see the test? I don't know what you mean by how do you see the test, but when we were in the course, I showed you how to, where do you get the badge? You have to go to your course, go to your content, and for this introduction to network badge, you have to pass this final exam. First, you go and provide the end of course survey, and then I will open up the final exam for you. Start and pass this exam. It has 60 questions, 70% marks required. When you do that, I will mark you and grade you. You check your grade book. Once you're marked here, you will get that badge here in your account. You go to your profile and accept it. Okay? Yeah, I'm going for 100% badge. Okay. So for the voucher, let me show you. Okay, instead of showing you some, let me show you some testimonials because I have students, and luckily as we started our course, I had this student Johnson Ninja who just got, who posted. Let's go to this link. Why do I show you screenshot where we can just go and verify things, right? Is each exam proctored? No, this is normal online exam. You will be just doing it at home. Okay, so you can see it was 1 day ago that Johnson Minja, who was my student, he got a 58% discount voucher from my course, and he passed the final exam and he got certified. This is his CCNA certification. He got it on 19th February, just 2 days ago. He posted, and he's talking about how did he study for exams. He got mentorship and course and assistance from me using Netacad. He got his voucher, he passed it. He went through YouTube free videos. Jeremy McDowell has a lot of good videos. You can go through those as well to reinforce your learning. And he went through studying this book. He did Boston software exams, which are very expensive, but if you can pay for that, why not? But if you can't pay for that, we will be talking about other methods on how you can prepare for the exam. But this is his method. This is what he got. But the important thing is that he got a 58% voucher. So instead of paying $300, he paid like what, $128, something like that, and he passed it. Similarly, I had another student just yesterday, and you go to this link, who did the same thing from me, from these courses. And you can see, he says it was 4 days ago, and he says he got an eligible for 58% discount voucher. He hasn't done it yet, but this is the certificate of merit that he got from Netacad for passing DevNet Associate. So this one is for DevNet. He was my student in DevNet, and he got a 58% discount voucher. How does a discount voucher look like? Well, I have an examples here. So this is how discount voucher looks like. You would get it in your account to say you're eligible for a discount, and then you request it. It will take 2 weeks when they verify it, and you get it. So this is another student getting an approved 58% discount voucher. Now here's a disclaimer that I want to give you. I cannot guarantee that everyone will get this discount voucher. It's just not in my hand. It comes from Netacad. There are a lot of terms and conditions that I will talk about, like how you can complete those terms and conditions. And those terms and conditions are that all the final exams that you're passing, you should pass them on your first attempt with 70% marks, no second tries. That's how you become eligible for this to get a voucher. But again, that's where you have the highest chances to get it. It is still not 100% guarantee that you would get it. So most of my students get it, but some students, this is the email that you will get from the Netacad when you tell you that you got your voucher and what are the next steps that you do. But this is also possible, that you become ineligible. And when this happens, it's just unfortunate. Nobody can do anything. It just happens to some students. And when it happens, I'm your support, I'm your instructor, and I'm telling you that there's nothing that can be done. I've done all I can do for a lot of students, but this is the conclusion that sometimes this happens. It's just unfortunate. There are some things that Netacad check behind the scene, and they don't tell me or anyone why somebody became ineligible. It just makes ineligible. I can guide you on how you would have a highest chances to get this, but I can never guarantee anything out of this. So this is a little disclaimer that this happens, but also this happens as well. People get it, and there are high chances that you would get it. Okay. Any questions here? So this is just a small testimonial that I give you. I mean, I have a lot of testimonial from different batches and people, so I have links for all this. So if you want to just verify this is all on the LinkedIn, people talking about how many vouchers and people getting vouchers, badges, and everything that I've done. My feedback is all over there. How do I cover it in 3 months and so forth? This is another badge, and the certificate and the discount voucher. This is another person. This is how it looks. I have a huge list of it. So you feel free, if you just need these testimonial and you want to verify it, just send me an email. I will send you these links, okay? Other than that, these things that we are covering in CCNA exam topics, we will be going through beyond CCNA for some topics. I will try to teach you some of the AI stuff that at least you should be knowing that where things are going with AI in the networking world. So nobody is expecting you to be an expert in all the things, but it's just good to know a little bit of everything in the beginning. So you should just know the basics, like, hey, what can I do in networking field using AI? Well, there are a lot of things that you can do, and we are going to talk about those things as well. I have a lot of information to share with you regarding AI. There are a lot of good people that you can follow on the LinkedIn, and I'll be sharing you with all those people, social media accounts, YouTube channels that you can follow, and build a circle around yourself to learn networking and take help from AI wherever possible, how to use AI ethically, and how can you use AI safely in production networks, because you can do it for practice a lot, but when you go to production networks, you have to take a lot of planning. Okay. Yes. Okay. Somebody is saying something. A simple logic explained quickly. I mean, even modules and stuff changes over time, and computer science exam compared. Okay. Yeah, definitely. You are right. Do Cisco certification expire after a period of time? Yes. So when you do CCNA, it has an expiry date of 3 years. Okay. So actually, let me take you to my site. Let me take you to this. So you have good news. The good news is that back in the days, when we were doing CCNA, so when I got my CCNA in 2010, it was saying that it will get expired in 2013. So 3 years, after 3 years, it will expire. What options I had? The only options I had to either retake CCNA exam with $300 or go a step beyond CCNA and do a CCNP exam, which was $400, or back then it was $300, but now it's $400. And that's how every 3 years I have to spend this money and prepare for new exams and do to keep my CCNA or other certification active. But you have an option, a second option here that wasn't available previously. So that option is CE credits. So Cisco CE credits is a new method to do recertifications, and you can do it for free now. You just have to study more. So for example, why did it not log into CE portal? So Cisco continuing education, basically Cisco will provide you some free courses. You have to go through them. There are quizzes and stuff like that. And you can see that I have a lot of CE credits that I've been doing. So for example, if it's not so I have CCNP Enterprise, CCNA, Cisco Certified Specialist Enterprise Advanced Infrastructure, Cisco Certified Specialist Enterprise Core. And I have done these exams, like last time it was extended to 2026. Now it is extended to 2029. How did I do that? Well, using just free courses, I keep earning credits. Using free courses, and these free credits add up. So for example, for CCNA, to recertify CCNA, you have to add up 40 CE credits. And you can do that using a variety of free courses that Cisco U, on a Cisco U platform, usually announces. It has 16 credits, CE credits, 18 CE credits, sometimes even has 40 CE credits. You go through that course completely for free, cover that, do the exam, online, everything, and you eventually get CE credits, and then you can recertify. So this is a certification tracking system where I get my certification. So let me show you that. All right, let it load up. Okay, no, you don't need my, okay, why I can just update the information. Whoa. Stop showing my information here. How do I get out of here? Okay, I don't know why it's asking so much information from me. I just don't want to update these things. Just show me my certification status. Okay, thank you very much. Here we are. Here are my certification statuses. So these are all the active status for all my certification. These are the expiry dates. You can see all are expiring in 2029, so I don't have to worry. But how do I recertify? Well, if I go to continuing education progress here, because I took a lot of Cisco U exams with my account, I got free. You can see already it says like for CCNA, to recertify CCNA, I've already done 25 of 30 progress. It's 83% already done. My CCNP is 19 or 38% done. So when I reach the expiration date up to 2029, Cisco U would have offered many more free courses, which I can cover. And those courses will add up the CE credits here, and it gets automatically recertified. Yes, Peter. So we are preparing and planning how we are covering these things. So I'm setting expectations for everyone so that everyone knows that what we are studying, why are we studying, and where are we going. So today's course is just introduction to this entire program, and I'm having a question and answer session for you so that everyone is on the same page. We will be officially starting from module 1 tomorrow, same time. Okay. So this is how you do recertifications. And let me see if I can show you something more. I don't know. Go to CCNA. Let's say if you do a CCNA, it shows you like I have already completed 25 Cisco CE credits and required 30. So you only need 30 CE credits. I already have completed 25. So tomorrow, if Cisco U offers a new course, I think there's already one running on Cisco U. If I just go to Cisco U, there's already free CE credits course running. I just have to search Cisco CE credits here. And if I just do it, I will recertify my CCNA for free. This was 1 week ago. Now is your chance to learn with Cisco. I think there's already a course running here. Daniel is a good person to follow. If you want to do Cisco, if you want to connect with Cisco people, learn with Cisco here. Yeah. So it has started. It's both free until March 2026. One course has 8 CE credits. Another one has 8 CE credits. So if I just go and take this course, learn with Cisco, well, it's just I don't know. I don't want to waste your time, but there are courses here. You just have to go to Cisco U, and I think this one is. This is just a discussion, but you will find it. Whenever there is, I will put it in the group. Okay. So, but you don't have to worry about it now because you haven't done your CCNA. So when you do it, come back to me and I'll help you with that. So that's not a problem. Okay. All right. I think we covered everything so far that I wanted to cover. I'll just open it up for question and answer session now, and we will wrap it up for today. And tomorrow we are starting with our module 1. We will download a packet tracer, install it, and go through packet tracer and complete our module 1 tomorrow. Because it's our first day and there are a lot of people that are just joining in. For a lot of people, they're starting from scratch. So I will start slow, just like today. We'll take it slow things and we'll start learning. And after a week or two, I will try to speed up things. So first week, we'll take things very slow. Okay, somebody's putting his email. What do I do with your email? Sayed Ali Raza. I don't know why you're putting your email here. Okay, anyone has any question? This week, do we have tasks to do like labs? Yes, a little small ones. We will talk about that tomorrow when we start our first modules. So you just have to get started with packet tracer and go through packet tracer lab and explore things in that. Would you recommend some other materials to use, or what you will teach is enough? What I'm going to teach you is enough, but from time to time, I will be sharing more materials with you. So it's always good to study it from two places, to be very honest. Never follow one instructor. If you're studying from me, just go. Jeremy's IT free videos are very good on YouTube. Just start those videos as well. So because there's always something that somebody will be missing. So I might be missing something very small, and when you're going and learning it from a different teacher, he might be covering it. He might be missing some things I would be covering. Or there's a topic that I'm teaching you and you don't understand it very well, but if somebody else teaches you with a different style, you would understand that better than my style, or vice versa. So I always recommend that you must at least have two sources from where you learn, okay? Please, can you share images? Yes. I mean, I don't have to share it. I will show you a method how you can download it for yourself from Cisco. There's nothing to share from me. It's all there online. Will the material be different on Saturday and Sunday, or is it the same? What do you mean by that question? I don't know by different material. Oh, both days. Yes, we have different materials both days. Different modules probably each day. Can we use skills we get and translate them into cloud and become cloud network engineer? Definitely, yes. Most of people who do CCNA, they move to cloud later on. So CCNA is different. It's foundation. We talked about it in the beginning. It's your foundation for going into the cybersecurity or cloud engineering. Yes. Short answer is yes. Is it okay if I'm completely beginner? Yes, you can see that we are taking things from scratch, baby steps, ABCs of networking, completely designed for beginners to enter into this networking field. What about those who have not yet enrolled? Let me put these questions here on the screen, basically. I mean, this is interesting. So what about those who have not enrolled yet? How can they enroll, and what would be the cost? Well, Rawal Ghulam Rasool, I will be sending you all those people who showed interest for the demo course. I will be sending you an email. So I will be very honest with you. The proper price for this course was $100, and a lot of students have registered in $100, and I have to do justice with them. So the course is in $100, but I have openly said this, and these students have agreed with me that I do give 50% discount for those students. So you can register in $50 if you think you are a struggling or deserving student. I don't ask any questions. If you are a deserving student, just pay $50 and that's it. So it's up to you. So that's the cost of this entire 3 months course with 1 year access of Netacad and everything. Most of us are beginners, yes. So whoever was asking about beginner, most of people here are, most of audience participants are beginners. Is it a good idea to study topics in advance? Yes, I would suggest that you study it in advance. You have the course materials, you have the Netacad. So if we are talking about studying module 1 tomorrow, if you study it today, this is very good for me because you would be pushing me. You would bring some questions because you have already studied it. And I would love you to push me because when you ask questions, I study myself more and give you better answers. Otherwise, I'd be just going through what I'm teaching you and there wouldn't be a lot of discussions. I'd love to have discussions with you. So bring in more questions, study it before we take the class. Silly jokes are allowed in the Artemis classes, right? Yes, silly jokes are allowed, but nothing below the belt. All other jokes are allowed. You can joke around how much you want, but if there's there's not a question of if, just don't do anything below the belt, then we are good. But if don't do silly jokes on someone else or don't get personal with someone, or if someone doesn't like jokes, just stop there. Simple as that. I mean, these are common sense. Non-cloud jobs opportunity still prevalent, or we will basically be forced to the cloud eventually? No, you will not be forced to the cloud. There are a lot of on-premises jobs other than cloud, so that's not happening. Don't worry. link to a CML EVNG, I will put it in the group. It is already in the group. If you are showing, you can just scroll up, but I will, or you can just search for links that I have shared. I think if we go to the group, I think you can come here on the content and you can see everything that I have shared. There would be a link to that as well. Packet tracer. No, I'm a wrong group. This is the group. So go to content, and I think I'll share it again. Oh, here's the link. So it should be part of it. So here it is, the YouTube link. So it is in there. Yes. Yeah. So this is, yeah. So let me get to that, get out of the way. So here it is. There you go. There's your link for the CML. Okay. Will we be automatically enrolled in second and third course? Yes. Can Packet Tracer downloadable from Cisco website? Yes. The link is given in your Netacad in first module right away. You can do it from that. If I pass the CCNA exam, will I get my certificate as someone who lives in Germany? Of course, CCNA is available everywhere. So you just go to Pearson, your nearest exam center. Pearson is available globally. Pearson VEU, I forgot about the exact name. And you register there, and you can do the exam online from there, and you'll get your certification in Germany. Where do I email register for the routing class? I don't know what you mean by routing class, but you email to me whenever you have a question, or you just put it in the group. Okay, so usual pointless rules. Okay, had no question today much, but wanted to be active. Okay, can you move directly to cybersecurity or SOC analyst role? Yes, you can, but you'd have to definitely study cybersecurity. Yes, yes, and yes, we'll be covering all these Packet Tracer, CML, and EVNG in this course, but more on Packet Tracer, less on CML and EVNG. But yeah, we'll be covering it, not like we won't be covering it. What is the link for EVNG? I don't have it right now, but I'll give it to you. Professor said link to the okay. So I think we're good for today. I think we covered a lot of things. I think everyone now knows what are the expectations from the class and how we will be progressing. Where will you get your recording? Where would we communicate? Where do you put your question and answers? How do we navigate in Netacad? I don't think at this point anyone has any issue accessing the Netacad class. Everyone has access. Everyone knows where they are. But even so, if you have any problem, just email me. If you're not part of the group, if you're a paid student and you're not part of the group, just email me and I'll send you the link to get into the group. And I think nobody's asking any question. We will wrap it up here. For those who joined in as a demo, I will be just email me at musa.ktk@gmail.com. We can take it. I will share the links on how to register for this. So let me just put it here so that everyone who wants to email me can just send me an email on musa.ktk@gmail.com for all sorts of communications. But if somebody wants to just purchase or register it, you can just go to coffee.com/musa.ktk with link CCNA50. So this is the link where I already have the discount code applied for deserving students. I will just put it in the chat as well with everyone. Here it is. And you can purchase it. I think it is sold out. Well, the discount code is sold out, but I think I will be able to apply it for students who want to do it. So I will let you, or I'll send you a link and fix this, and you can register from here. This is the link for my email I'm putting in the chat, and this is the link for the Kofi site. Okay, so the link, I will put it here as well. So if you're watching it recording, so you know that this is the link. So this is the link with discount applied. Go to ko-fi.com/musaktk/link/CCNA50. The code is sold out right now, but I'll be fixing it in a minute, and I'll just add more codes for it so those who are deserving students can register and can start taking classes from tomorrow. Okay, so thank you for joining in today. We will be officially starting our course from tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone. I will be sharing the recording for this session with everyone. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.